So I'm Mark with Metal Tech 4x4. We've got requests on how to take a spring off of a coilover. Now, most coilovers are similar to this one. One of the things you can do to start with is loosen the tension on the spring while it's still on the vehicle. So we're going to do it with this one here on the table just because of bench check, you can see it a little bit better. You want to go ahead and put a penetrant oil on top of this maybe a couple of nights in advance. And if you don't have anything, you can use like a 3-in-1 oil. It'll creep down and get between the threads and the locking collar. And the reason why we do it still on the truck is the truck actually holds the shock, and it's much easier to back this off without fighting it on the table or on the bench. You're going to lift your truck up so the suspensions drop completely down. That's going to give you full access to your coilover. A lot of them are going to have a set screw, and you just got to back it off a couple of turns. When you go to put the screw back in again, you don't want to mash this down super tight because you're just trying to get that plastic Delron to bite into the threads when you put it back together. And these 3/8" holes, we're going to be able to put a tool in there and rotate it to take the pressure off the shock, the preload. So this wrench is a 2-pin wrench. The back of the wrench also has a pin on it, and you can stick it in without having to put the spanner part on, and this allows us to rotate it just like as if it was a punch. This is helpful when you have remote reservoir hoses and things in the way to be able to do that. So having an actual spanner wrench with that is helpful. Or I can use the proper spanner wrench part here to be able to rotate it and get good leverage on this. Okay, so the collar, you've released it. This is now off the truck. The bottom of this cup actually has a split in it. What we're going to do is we're going to lift the spring up and be able to pull this cup away from the lower part. And the cup is currently locked onto a little ledge on that. I can pull the cup away from the lower part of the shock mount, and then the whole spring assembly will slide right off the shock mount. So if you're going to send the shock in for service, at this point, this is all you would send. The reassembly is exactly the same. You bring the spring on, bring the cup in, slide the cup over, and let it snap down on top of that.